What's up, guys? How are you? I'm back, and it's me, your boy, Hebon. And today I'm going to do a different little type of video. A video I wanted to do for a little while. Plenty for my own personal fun and value. And basically, what I'm going to do is games that are too technically advanced and demanding that they could not run on the PlayStation 2. Therefore, they were exclusive and were only able to run on the OG Xbox. And let's get right to it. And we're going to start with the first game, which is Gun Valkyrie. Gun Valkyrie is from Sega. It came out on the OG Xbox, and it was developed by the company here, Smilebit, and they were one of the subsidiaries of Sega, doing stuff mainly in arcades. So let me show you Gun Valkyrie and talk to you why it was too demanding that it could not be able to run on PlayStation 2. And here we are, and this is how obviously the presentation of the game starts. First thing you'll notice, all the wonderful particle effects and lighting you see there. And as you walk out, as you can see right away, that this world is very lush, very colorful.
Let's begin with the basic. Use the
As you can see, she's very high model, has a lot of textures. I guarantee you this game would look very good if they actually 4K'd it to run on the Xbox One, even by today's standards. You have a backpack where you can fly. You have multiple enemies on the screen.
Pull the left trigger to jump. While jumping, pull the left trigger again to perform a rocket boost. Pull the right trigger to use your selected weapon.
As you can see, it's all the luscious details, and in the world, they feel very big. It gives you the illusion that the worlds are really lush and big. A lot of different colors and enemies. It has a lot of NPCs also that come out on screen all at once. Obviously, this is the beginning of the game. And you can dash.
To do the rocket dash, you can also perform quick maneuvers to the sides or backwards. Press the left thumbstick in, then move it in the appropriate direction. Use the right thumbstick to look in all directions. It will aid you in exploring.
That's how you do your... This is basically like the tutorial, but I'm just, kind of giving you guys the idea of climb up.
Well, then, this allows you to dash in any direction since you can...
This game very beautiful. It has really high octane moments and bosses as well. Another thing, has really big, large scale bosses. As you can see, the sky, you have really nice lens flare. A lot of special effects that demand a lot of resource and power that you know, at the time when this came out, only the Xbox OG was able to deliver. Looking down to make sure I didn't miss anything. And mind you, this game was very linear. It was very linear, but still gave you a grand sense of scale. You see there. Around. I haven't played this game in quite some time, so it's gonna look like I basically don't know how to play. That's only because I forgot how to play the control schemes. Because obviously you guys know that the Xbox One controller, or the OG Xbox OG controller, is very different than the PlayStation controller. Shield energy required.
Those energy balls can refuel your gear skin's shield energy cell.
Oh, okay. Nice. One here again. You guys see there. So what I can do is, that's so that I can get to where I need to get. Then jump up like this, like so. Then I can open this.
You have acquired a core, but I suppose that...
And a lot of the game has a lot of voiceover also, which you didn't see a lot in a lot of PlayStation games at the time, because the technology and the audio channels weren't there. This game also, another thing it had that was very advanced was that it supported Dolby Digital surround at the time, which was one of the most advanced. It was one of the most, you know, advanced, one of the most advanced audios at the time. So what I gotta do here is go up until it fills up, turn around, and jump. And another cool thing you could do. Most of the work you did in the maneuvers were with the analog stick and the triggers, and it kind of something that you had to get used to. But look at the vegetation in the world of Squirrel, details. The world. This game felt a lot like an extension or a futuristic world of like what was that movie? Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers. Yeah, you fight big arachnids, which are basically insects and aliens in this world. As you see there, that's all it. Just jump up, has, you know, that traditional platforming from a lot of games from back in the golden age of gaming, or what we call the golden age of gaming, you know, which a lot of you guys may not even be familiar with that is. Look how beautiful you see. You see the details. Here's the gun that I had to acquire. See how beautiful the world is and lush. Now you gotta fight these big arachnid things here. So basically like a boss or mid-boss battle. As you can see, all the characters. You see the water, the colors, the lush of the land. And, you know, as you can see here, every enemy you fight is very detailed. Nice. So that's the demonstration that we have here today, and I'll leave you with this nice hand shot. Look at the moon back there, solar system of Gun Valkyrie. Next, we'll move on to the next game. The next game I have in the list is none other than Otagi, Myth of Demons, from Sega as well, with the main protagonist Raiko. And it's from Sega, and it was developed by none other than From Software. And this was an actual action game from them that was more in the vein and style of like a Devil May Cry or a Ninja Gaiden, but a little slower paced. Amazing game, very demanding on hardware, and I'm going to show you why. Here we go.
Long ago, men once traveled
Here we
to
are.
the forest to worship
Now,
that tree.
as I'm showing you here, this is one of the stages later on in the game, and this is the detail of the main character, which is Raiko. As you can see, he's really highly detailed with a lot of polygon count on him, with a lot of intricacies in his metal and his armor, and even his face silhouette. It's really nicely detailed as well. And one of the reasons why this game was so demanding, well, there's a number of reasons, but it has a lot of levels, and each level is very big and broad. But the thing about each level is that everything on that level you can destroy, is fully destructible, and on top of the enemies that you fight. And as you'll see here, you have magic. Every enemy you fight it's very difficult. You do get energy as you fight certain type of enemies. The world is very lush and big in each area. Of course, you know, this is just the beginning when you're running through these, you know, and you destroy them. But the reason why you have to destroy these is because the way they did it was, if you destroy certain things in these worlds, see, you find hidden passageways for hidden items, or you find souls that you have to release in order to liberate the entire levels and get what you call it, a good score. And you're timed by your energy. Like gas pockets, as you see here. The animations are really good and fluid, like all From Software games, even from back then. You see how it opens up, and it has a really big sense and grand scale, or sense of scale. Beautiful music. The music is recorded also in that 5.1 audio sound. And to be honest with you, the water does harm you in this game. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to kind of you have your superpower attacks like that, and this is how you basically destroy most of the bigger enemies. And you see how it's fully destructible? This is something that is very resource heavy for, you know, the technology obviously at the time. That couldn't just be done on you know, limited hardware, obviously. You have a bunch of very NPCs on screen, many, as you see here. And in this case, as you see, I'm getting really nailed over here, as a matter of fact. But we couldn't even break, I wasn't even able to break that. That's how demanding that is. There we go. You can see. And of the game. I'm trying to kind of get away from those other enemies because right now at the moment I don't have to really concentrate on them, because the point is you got to get to the end before you know, the time runs out, like your energy itself. So this is another area here, as you'll see. And again, something destructibility is very fluid, doesn't interfere with the frame rate whatsoever. As you can see there. There you go. There you go. Oof, it killed me. So, we go back. It says restart, yes. So what I'll do is I'll try to skip to the enemies.
Flow.
I try to skip to the enemies right, you know, right from the jump. Go to them directly. There we go. Some of my magic. There you go. Look, I'm burning up right now. It has so many particle effects. So many draw distance, so much draw distance as well. Big color palette, highly detailed. Another game that would very much benefit from being, you know, enhanced with the 4K on the Xbox one, trying to get back. A lot of NPCs, like I said, on the screen, as you guys see here. I'm just trying to kind of go with the flow really fast. You see there. I'll deal with the other stuff after the fact. So try to get there, give you an idea. There we go. This is all fully destructible, as you see there. And when you hit them, have collision, you know, like I said, particle effects. Collision detection is really, really well done. As you see there, very atmospheric, Dolby surround sound, really high quality, and demanding. See those effects. Trying to fight these guys and not having much luck. But that's to just give you an idea. So here we started. It's a very difficult game, but that's one of the reasons why this game really couldn't run, because of some of the things I mentioned. That were there. So we'll go on to the next game following this.
Long ago.
The next game I want to show is none other than Panzer Dragoon Orta, also from Sega. Very beautiful game. Xbox One. It was developed also by Smilebit, and this game was also a very demanding game, and I'll try to show you why as I play the game. So let's get right to it. Here we start, and here we have the beginning of Orta. Now, as you guys all know, Orta is on back and path, and you know, as soon as you start the game, immediately you see all the weather effects and particle effects that the game offered and presents to you on screen. A lot of high quality polygon models. To be honest with you, you know, the audio of the game as well, the shift and changes that you're allowed to do with the camera on the fly. Also, not only with the camera, but with the dragon itself. You can evolve the dragon in real time, based on his mood, his behavior, and what kind of attributes you want him to have. But you can shift him just like that, like I just showed you. Do it again, right there, right on the fly. Make it different type of combat. All the indestructibility, all the voiceovers that they added, even though it's presented in the, see how you morph in real time, in the language of the Panzer universe. You see how it stopped raining, And then he goes back to rain. It's very beautiful to look at, even, you know, based off today's standards. The game is gorgeous. Very demanding game. Another thing is too, a lot of the Sega games on the OG Xbox were running off basically the arcade motherboard, what I think it was called the Lundenberg, which was the architecture, or the architectures, the main architecture for things like for the OG, you know, OG Xbox itself, that ran in the hardware. And that was what it ran in the arcade. It just had more memory, obviously, and some other stuff that differentiates it from the arcade motherboard. So that gives it a little bit more arcade quality, obviously. But as you see, here you go. You'll from, you know, one level to another. And, you know, full smooth, silky smooth transitioning. And at the same time, remembering that this is running in 60 frames per second. Ladies and gentlemen, you may not see it here on the video, but I guarantee you and I promise you it is. Just like Otagi was. And you know, another thing I failed to mention with the Otagi is Otagi had over 180 different weapons and like 75 different magics, items that you got and acquired in the game. So it has a nice lock-on system, as you can see. Very beautiful, lush graphics, very smooth looking, even though it has a lot of detail. You see the widescreen aspect ratio. It also supported 480p resolution, which was not available on PlayStation 2. They only offered progressive scan, which was obviously inferior resolution. As you see here. So here we go. You see here. It's been a while since I played this. And you all have that special barrage, all the special effects, shadows and lighting, you know, trying to be, you know, imitate real-time lighting in real time. Really nice. Details all over. You know, clouds moving. Nothing was pre-baked or pre-rendered. You know, with fake pictures of real pictures, real pictures that were baked in the background. This is all in polygon. Another game that was also in the full Dolby surround. You can see all the enemies on screen that come out as well. Like all these missiles. It's all very high and demanding, especially to keep it running in, you know, full 60 frames. Camera shift again, you can switch. You have full control. These again, when you start shooting these huge missiles Because another thing is, you have big bosses that take up the whole entire screen. That was something you really didn't see a lot on PlayStation games, without sacrificing the environments, the lighting, the colors, the details and the textures, and things of that nature. You know, the smoke effects, even the lighting in the fire itself. Like I said, also you see there, even the wings of the dragons look fluorescent. Please don't judge me. I haven't played the game in a while. Character models are really high quality. Alongside, you know, the dragon, as you can see there. And these games are also very story driven. So they had a lot of cutscenes with a lot of dialogue. Just not overly done where it just feels like you're playing a movie instead of a game, because it has a lot of gameplay. Even though it is on rails, you have a lot of control over it. Very impressive stuff. Even to today's standards, this game on the Xbox One to the 4K program patch looks absolutely incredible. Jaw-dropping. See all that stuff? That stuff you will not be able to see it so smooth and rendering. And this I'm running it on the original Xbox OG hardware. And you see there, Japanese language, there's real voiceovers, not dialogue and text. Animations on the dragon. This game was mind-blowing when it came out for the OG Xbox, a little bit after launch. So skip there. Skip there. As you see. And we go on to next levels. You see these luscious vast worlds. This was something you were not, it was uncommon, unheard of. You would never see things like this with this one's detail, because like I said, they ran, and these Sega games ran on on arcade hardware. And you know, it was something that was very demanding, very powerful, very advanced. And it was something that, you know, the PlayStation 1, or PlayStation 2 rather, did not have, which was the hardware power. So with that, I'll show you a beautiful lot, luscious lands, and leave you from there. We go to the next game. So the next game, game number 4 that we're going to look at, is none other than Ninja Gaiden Black. And this is the director's cut. There's also Ninja Gaiden, which I could also show, but I had got rid of Ninja Gaiden, the regular one, and got the black one because it was the director's cut. This was another game that was way ahead of its time. It was an absolutely jaw-dropping game that was unbelievable, with the speed and the quality of the textures, of the smoothness of the textures and the polygons, and also the speed of the combat. Unprecedented, something like you've never seen before. Obviously, it was published by Tecmo and developed by Team Ninja when Tobunobu Edekaki was still there running, you know, Team Ninja with Tecmo. So let's get right into it and show you a little bit of the glory that is this game. So here we go, our game starts, and right away, immediately you see how lush and beautiful the polygon of the character models are, and the environment. The camera angles are very dynamic. The world itself, as you can see, the water how it flows. You know, you come into the other side. You see the mountainside. You see all the draw distance, the birds. You know, all of the things that make it feel alive. The rocks inside. The rocks that are inside the water itself. The filter of the water looking like it has, you know, looking like it has, what do we call it? The suds inside and the translucency. Obviously, anyone that plays Ninja Gaiden knows.
A ninja.
Those are like my tips. Go it over. Now this is also a very big connected map that's closed in pieces, and as you go along, this map opens itself up. It opens itself up and it makes you feel like it's all connected in one big world, which it is. It's actually one of the first games to do that. And as you're going along, it opens up and then you have access to those worlds. Now the one thing I know for a fact though is that when you the details there on the rocks, the fighting combat, one thing I know for sure is the character models you see look land, it's very full of vegetation, the details in the rocks look very, very crisp. As a matter of fact, this is also 4K. When you play it in 4K, it looks like a brand new game that has been remastered. That's how advanced this game was. It has, you know, you control yourself with the environments. You can interact with the environments. You can use the environments to platform. The precision of the combat is second to none. The response is really fluid. As you can see there, the camera works really well, shifts really well as you're playing. Like I said, really nice draw distances. Violence and blood and limbs that come off and detach independently with each character. Lens flare, as you see there. The vegetation that looks really separate and distinctive. It doesn't look like cardboard cutouts of pictures like most PlayStation games did. The reflection here on the floor, as you can see, it was very demanding, and very technically advanced, and you know, really a masterpiece in its own right. It made things like Devil May Cry, even though very good because it had, you know, preset cameras. You have full freedom of your camera control on this. It made games like that look very dated by the standards of this. And even though this game had came out very shortly after, but it wasn't in the same league. It just wasn't. As you can see. You see how big character models look on the screen as well, with full 60 frames, no loss of resolution whatsoever. Look at as you can see here in the panels on the wall, you see the bamboo trees, the lighting baked in, give you the illusion that lights are coming in from outside from the sun. Just very, very, very beautiful to look at. Very, like I said, of the game. Very high quality, something you've never seen before. It has a plethora of moves, a bunch of weapons. We're talking about at least maybe 20 weapons. Each weapon does about 35 moves. It was so advanced that they did a remaster for the PS3, which was the next generation console. And still, this game running on OG, although it didn't have the better graphics, ran a whole lot better and smoother than that particular version on the PS3. Believe it or not. You got your upgrade system with your weapons. You upgrade them at your health bar. Everything connects, as you see here. You go here with no loading, which is really camera is something that was a little bit difficult at first, but once you got used to it, it wasn't as bad or as intimidating as people kind of felt. You can see overall, really nice. So, like I said, it had all these wonderful elements. And actually, you can actually go down here and have secret passageways. You can get and acquire other secret, items. It was just a game that was so well constructed, so well done. It was so ahead of its time. And a game that could definitely not run on the PlayStation 2 without any, hiccups and sacrifices. And one of the reasons why the creator chose to put it on Xbox, because it was the only hardware capable of running it at that moment in time. So you go out, you see Justice lands again, lens flare again. As you see, you go up, everything's connected. Camera moves with you pretty well. Go back up, and there you have it. ladies and gentlemen. I'll leave you here so let you see how vast the land looked in Ninja Gaiden. You can see there. Really nice. We'll go on to the next game. The next game on the list is none other than Dino Crisis 3. Exclusive only on the Xbox One as well. This game took Dino Crisis lore, myth, and story into space. It was in the future where the cryogenically preserved the dinosaurs' DNA and tried to experiment with them to make cybernetic dinosaurs to make them as weapons for the future. But something goes horribly wrong, and as you can see, awesome cover. You have to end up trying to save yourself in this survival horror that was taken to new heights, because this took away the pre-rendered backgrounds and fixed cameras as well. And I will show you right now as we go see the game. Here we have the beginning of the game. They're showing you kind of a cutscene. It has a very Aliens-esque type of vibe. And that's another thing, that they wanted to use a lot of more cinematic cutscenes in-game, but that were using the in-game engine, even though they were using FMVs, which is full motion video. But it would display the in-game engine through the full motion videos, giving you the illusion of the game having that feel that you were looking at the CGs, but they were from inside the game, and you never lost the transition. And that's how they made it feel that way. A lot of these games also took a lot more space because of the high quality audio. Another thing they were also looking for in a lot of these games that came out were faster loading times, which is another reason why they chose also to put them on the OG, because the disparity of loading was a lot faster in comparison to the PlayStation 2. As you can see, they're beautiful, detailed in-game engines in these FMVs in the cutscenes, and still hold up very well for today's standards, obviously. And this game was kind of like a hidden treasure, because a lot of people didn't know it was on Xbox OG, because they followed Dino Crisis to be only a PlayStation console IP, even though it's from Capcom, it's third party. See right there, all the special effects right there. The lighting of the boosters in blue. The silhouette in orange in the background, really nice.
Everything's green. She's all yours, Captain. All right. Initiate the test.
High polygon character models, like I said again. The lighting effects, shadows, shadow casting on objects. Now it's another game I haven't played in quite some time. Trying to see if I cut all these boosters. Off direction. Okay. Just trying to go through it really fast. And as you see immediately, all the walls look like real metal with reflections on them, or the illusion of. And you see that it's not baked in pre-rendered backgrounds. You move around. Here we go.
supply.
I see the echo in the voiceover. Camera zooming in and out, even from the distance. It says open. Yes. And look how vast and big. You know, the smoke, the mist, the lighting. Smoothly how you saw it cut into the cutscene.
Are you okay? Where is
What a
everyone
beautiful
else?
transition.
They're all dead! Take it easy.
The lighting highlights in the eyes of the face inside the mask.
Looks like the air is safe in here. It's all
And
right.
all looks very smooth. No jaggies, really.
7 days before we can expect the rescue. That's after we declare what to do. So we better secure the ship and search for any survivors.
Just telling you the story. Definitely a very big and massive leap
What is this?
over what we were used to. Oh, look at that. With Dino Crisis 1 and 2. Look at all the muscle tissues and intricate details with the dinosaur T-Rex. Right here you knew that you were into for something more spectacular than what you were used to. Like a bigger spectacle.
I'm okay.
With that Capcom feel and flair. Using that zoom in tech. Dynamic camera tech as well.
Wait. Stop.
It must sense something.
Oof, feels like a big mutated alligator looking thing. Almost like a leeches. You know, you can tell by all the intricacy and the details of the display that this is really demanding and required a lot more hardware power, as you can see. So we're back where we left off, and I want you guys to see, as you can see right there, all the NPCs, they're all in polygons, every single one. And this has a really nice kind of like auto lock-on system. See right there. Camera shifting. Increased tactical credits needs to be okay. But you can wide open area. You see all the beautiful details. Everything has that lush transparency look to it. Oh, this is where we open, yeah. Right now we're going back down here, because now a wide shot. Now you can actually climb up here. You see how beautiful the details is. You can actually come over here and grab all these wonderful credits. This backpack. We have for the music. Very, very nice. See, nothing's pre-rendered. Everything's real time, you know, polygon. It just fell. You can hold the weapon. You have a aim it wherever you want. So it looks like some kind of dinosaur. You have your character with you. And then particular look at the pushed out. The actual terrain. Yeah. Here, come around. You see all the details in the background. This is very, very, very nice looking. All in very high quality, like I said. You know, never been really done before. I'm gonna reach over there. Let me go through that door, green doors. So, you know, again, this game was just really doing certain things that, you know, faster loading, nice transitions without really noticing. With the cutscenes, high quality polygon, the character models, a lot of in-game engine model, full motion videos, FMVs. You know, a lot of beautiful textures and polygons inside the environments that look very soft but yet very detailed. The dinosaurs look, you know, incredibly detailed and leaps and bounds superior than anything you saw in Dino Crisis 2. There you go, look at how big they look on the screen. There, kill them, really nice. Camera does follow you. This kind of gives you the fixed camera angles. Or it kind of tries to give you that illusion. And it does for the most part. At the same time, you know, I love it doesn't get old, I love that. I need it to be warmed up a little bit more, honey. Fine, a little bit of zoomed in camera, lighting, the colors, very different. There you go. Very nice. You can see one gun blast, yeah. You know, very, very big. Gun blast, out there. Then you have these crazy, crazy special effects here. See there. Looks gorgeous. This game, I can honestly tell you that the actual video doesn't do it justice, and I died there, ladies and gentlemen. So, there you go. It says use lifeline, okay, whatever. Hanger, access way, start board. That's where we are. And you see how fast the loading times are in comparison to most places in games. So yeah, let's go on to the next game, ladies and gentlemen. And the last game that I want to present here in the video is not other than, it's only fitting, Utagi 2, which was the sequel to Utagi 1. Again, there goes Raiko, also developed by Front Software, as you see there, published by Sega. And as you can see, Raiko is a lot more detailed. He's now in white. And just like its cover, basically, Utagi 2 took what they did with Part 1 and, you know, upped it up 2 notches or 3. With more open world scaling, more destructibility. Now you can play as 6 different characters that are immortal. And also faster pace action, I think, in this one. And a lot more color and vibrancy. So let's take a quick look at Utagi 2. Here's a look at Utagi 2. As you can see, right off the bat, do you see that they have, again, in-game cutscenes that are using the graphic, in-engine game graphics, but they're using them and presenting them to you in full motion video, which is FMV. That's the term for it. The character models you see are much more detailed. This is the very beginning.
I have come to take back what you have stolen.
And the worlds are a lot more lush and broad and wider. And another thing is the game also has, again, about 32 levels, just like the first one. 6 characters now you can play. The music is in Dolby Atmos. The color palette is incredibly lush and beautiful. A lot of motion blur was just used in this as a special effect. I guess it was implemented because it was something newly used.
Have finally sensed my presence. I've bought enough time.
A lot of soft edges. And right off the back, you see here, automatically you have shadows in the floor. How much more bigger the character models are. It was magic. You see here. It's the same idea again. You have to pretty much destroy all the bigger items to free spirits that are trapped within these lands and worlds, are trapped inside the environments of these worlds. Right here she's breaking rocks to just with her fans. Her fans are her weapons, obviously. And again, I have to do it like this because I never, I don't remember how far off. This game also again has a lot of NPCs once you start to encounter them. Kill them with the magic. Kind of destroy them pretty fast, but I gotta use my light. More. You can see a lot of stuff to destroy, so I can't really tell you. I can't really tell you right away where's what, what's hiding where, because this is the first time I've played it in so long. But you know, you basically have to destroy everything in the lands to free up, and you get obviously a higher. Create a higher grade gives you more money, currency, or you can buy more of the weapons. Then you go use destroy ice, all these ice particles over here. Yeah, look, all this. No, that's see, I'm able to destroy them with my magic right there. So I'm able to destroy, you know, fully destructive, like I said. There you go, you see. On one shot. As you can see there. Ran out of magic. Oh my, so much stuff. Again, I'm just trying to display to you guys, give you an idea of how it works. What you're really supposed to do is supposed to come back. See all these dots here. Break everything. You know, and all these things that you have here in these environments, like I said, fully destructible. Get to the end of the level. I'm trying to get Energy level. Every time you get energy, it slows down. What you're doing and what you need. Remember, this is the first level. As you're going along, each level introduces you to the new characters that you control throughout the story. And I think it rotates like that, as a matter of fact. I think it rotates as you're playing the game. Gotta go around here. Still haven't found any real hidden souls yet. Even though my energy's in the fritz, so to speak. See if I can find anything here. 1, 2. The lighting effects, the shadow casting, particle effects, the motion blur, smooth polygons. It's all there. I'm trying to see if I can't really destroy much more. Just trying to get to the tree.
This is the place.
You see how beautiful your environments look. And a lot of lush colors. This game, it's kind of hard to really show off correctly, unless I have like a highlight sizzle reel showing me fighting different bosses and stuff like that. But this, I hope, will give you a general idea of how, you know, incredible the game is and looks. It came to the tree. They basically came, I think, to release or resurrect Raiko. Sasamitsu. Kitoki. These are the characters you play as. Tsuna is badass. That wolf is no joke. He is the man. And again, this is a game that would greatly benefit from an Xbox One X enhancement patch. It looks incredible now. It holds up incredible. Right now, as it is. They're all using their blood, sacrificing themselves to give life to Raiko's sword, to bring him back to life. Art style is wonderful. Very customary of what you see and are used to with From Software. See all the beautiful particle effects. Like I said, things that were not capable to be able to be translated and created on the PS2. To be honest, if they did any of these games on PlayStation 2, they would have to been extremely, really bad looking and so low res that you could not appreciate it at all. It would probably take away the immersion and feel of the world and the lands, to be honest with you. Keep in mind, even though these are action-heavy games, they do have cutscenes, very story-heavy driven as well. And there's Raiko coming back from the dead. And Raiko's blind. For those who may not know, he's incredibly
Welcome
badass.
back, ancient warrior.
Hmm? So these are becomes adversaries,
Let us laugh.
form an alliance with him. To be able to destroy things. Fully destructive ability, as you see there again. High polygon count. In my opinion, probably some of the best work that From Software has ever done, along with Ninja Blade. So yeah, guys, I think once we start here, get the water
Your
reflections.
generals are neither living nor dead. They have entrusted their
The mist,
souls and their fates to me.
the lighting coming in, the lens
To
flares,
protect you as you awoke from your slumber.
beautiful details.
We have been discovered. Now, show me if the stories of your strength are true.
Beautiful petals in the water.
Destroy these demons and finish your atonement.
Here we go.
The strength within the souls of your
Back it right
generals
on.
will regenerate your corporeal body. However, your body is but a temporary shell. And cannot be sustained in this world without magic. Never forget this.
There goes those souls that I talked about that could not be released unless you destroy it. See, fully destructible. Again, fully destructible. As you can see, fully destructible lands, environments, and another pillar of environment, as you see there. Again, as you can see, there it is, another card.
Demons still remain. You must destroy them all.
There you go. Boy. Way more textures, details of water, petals in the water. Game is absolutely stunning. You know, beautiful.
Demons still remain. You must destroy them all.
There you go, as you can see. Rifle sword is very, very powerful.
still remain. You must destroy them all.
See that? Fully destructible. Fully destructible environments, like I said. Look at all this stuff. And you can destroy, you see everything. It's translucent, looks like real good. Looks like real ice. You know, icicles on the ceiling. Here.
Demons still remain. You must destroy them all.
See there? Trying 100%. I love on my first playthrough, even though I haven't done it in a long time. There you go. Now this happens.
One demon yet remains. Destroy it, quickly!
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Fully destructible environments, like I said to you. Love to know where's the other demon at. There he is. There you go. Yeah. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking to another game, and the final game in my list of games in which I think and which are too powerful and too technically advanced to run on PS2, therefore were only able to be available on Xbox OG. And like I said, it was running on the Londonberg hardware for Sega. This game is probably one of them as well. Very big reason why. Very big reason why I got a D for destruction, really, because I still didn't get everything. And why this game could not run on a PS2. So this is just telling you everything that's there. Okay. Alrighty then. So, give me a sec. Here you have it, the 6 games: Gun Valkyrie, Otagi, Panzer Dragon Order, Ninja Gaiden Black, Dino Crisis 3, Otagi 2, Immortal Warriors, that cannot run and were not able to run on a PS2 because of how technically advanced and how demanding the structure of the games were and design, and how much more advanced they were. I hope you guys like this little video. Took me quite some time to get it together, to try to do it the best I could, but it was all in good fun. Let me know what you guys think in the bottom about this list of mine. These games were never available on PS2. That's why I picked them, because something like Splinter Cell, even though it was more demanding and obviously ran much better on the OG, it still had a inferior version that managed to come out to PS2. I'm talking about games that could not, with any shadow of a doubt, run on PlayStation 2 hardware. That's why I picked these. And if you guys know of any more you want me to do in the future for another video, maybe a part 2, feel free and let me know. And I'll be more than glad to do it. Let me know what you think in the comments about this, about the picks that I did. Like, comment, like or dislike if you don't like it. Share it with someone you think might like it. And again, thank you for coming to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you subscribe, I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. Because I know you don't have to, but if you did, consider yourself part of my family. And in the bottom, I'll leave the description. I'll leave my account to my Patreon account and my PayPal. So if you guys would like to help me out in any way, shape, or form, with any small donation in the future, you have the option there to do so, but it's not mandatory, because I have a small subscriber base. I don't make no revenue out of this, no ads that pay me, nobody that sponsors me, no super chat, and no real backing, just other than myself, my pocket, and my boys that help me out. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. And like I said, I had fun doing this. Let me know what you think, and tell me if you want me to do any more and pick them out and put them on a list. And if I have them, I'll be more than glad to present them to you and, do them for you. See you soon in the next one, guys. Love you very much. Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.